Hey guys, if you've been having plantar fascia pain or pain on the bottom of the foot, this video is correct for you. Actually, we're going to go over assessment today of the foot or toes with plantar fascia cases. Now, one of the first things I like to look at with people is that when I take them through movement, and usually I do this on a wall, is we start to look at the toes and how they load. And we had a girl in particular that came in the other day where I had her lean forward, so we unload this back part here, like if you had a credit card underneath here and I wouldn't be able to take it, we just slowly kind of load into the foot here so we can take the credit card off. And I'll spin around a little bit just so you can see. So we're just unloading the ankle a little bit, kind of simulating how this foot is going to load as we go through the gait mechanics. Now, notice my feet, or sorry, my toes here, the pads, especially the bottoms, they're all kind of drilled down into the ground as I start to go through a loaded phase, right? So really what we want is we found that actually sprinters, the faster sprinters actually have toes that are actually a little bit longer. And so we want to keep these levers long rather than shorten them up. So when you see people like this, especially in one foot, the symptomatic foot, they don't have adequate levers. So I like to see that they can keep some toe spread and they can drill the pads in, especially the big toe. So people with bunions, where the bunions are kind of shifting the thing over there, they don't have proper loading patterns here, which then loads the plantar fascia excessively. We've actually found that on the bottom here, the plantar fascia is a very stiff structure. It doesn't stretch, and it's not supposed to, but the muscle below it, I'm forgetting the name now. The peroneus, the short muscle of the toes, flexor digitorum brevis. There we go. It's just it kind of mirrors that the plantar fascia and just sits just deep to it, and it actually helps unload it by shifting the weight to the pads of the toes. So in assessment, we need to look for a couple things. Number one, is their toe bent like that and they're starting to drill down into there? Do they have any nail changes? Do they have any bunion changes? Next, you start to look at the toes here. Are the toes, have they become hammer toes? Are there excessive knuckle growth right here, which usually comes over a long period of time of loading a certain joint? Say like, can't even do that, that was a good, so say like that, you got a toe like that, that's a little bit of an issue too. So I would start to load these people into a pattern where we can actually improve their toe strength to unload that plantar fascia. Now assessment of these is important, but also implementation of the correct exercise is another. You might have to do ankle mobility, you might have to do toe mobility, you might have to do short foot exercises, you might have to relearn how to run or gait patterns, or even walking is a good call with these types of people. But first, identifying whether that is a major player or not in their type of case is the important part first. Now, if you guys have questions on this, we wrote a massive article on it. It's on the P2 Sports Care site. If you go into the search function and write up plantar fasciitis or plantar, it'll probably pull it up. We have a huge article on it, as well as an area where we start to talk about active care. All this stuff is assessment. We've done passive care videos, stretches, and basic exercises in this video series that we have on YouTube, but there's another part of the puzzle. We have to make sure that the foot starts to load appropriately so we don't have to keep putting out a fire by doing all these passive care things, which feel great. I'm not going to lie, they feel great, but at the same time, they don't change the body's movement patterns. They don't change that motor engram. So we need to improve how it actually loads to decrease the amount of fire that starts. Now, if you've had plantar fascia pain, feel free to put your experience below in this video. This is a community. I want to hear all what you guys have to say, and I'm sure your experiences are going to help other people through their issues with plantar fascia or foot pain. Subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you guys next time. We have more videos to come on plantar fascia pain.